Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am ranking my favorite Doctor Who episodes based on the main Doctor in the story. I'm super excited, and if you're excited too, keep on watching. Okay, so I am on TierMaker.com, and I am going to have my list right here. Can't see it yet, you gotta watch the video. I have it separated by Classic, New Who, and my honorable mentions. So let's get started. First, I'm going to do my favorite first Doctor episode, which is the Dalek invasion of Earth. And let's see, that one's going to go in A tier just because I love it and it's classic, but it's like a 6-part story. It's like really long, but I love the story arc. I wish that they would redo this story with a modern lens. I think they could really do something with it. The Daleks invading Earth and taking over humanity and kind of subjugating humanity for like years at a time rather than just a few hours or a few days. I think they could really do something cool with that. Okay, so my favorite second Doctor episode is The Tomb of the Cybermen. I haven't seen a whole lot of second Doctor episodes. I've seen Tomb of the Cybermen, The Two Doctors, The Mind Robber, The Wheel in Space. I've seen a couple, but not a lot. But Tomb of the Cybermen is one of those classic ones that I love so much. I love the Telosian Cybermen design. I think they look great. I think the story is great. And that is going to be in A tier with the first Doctor. I think this is a really solid story that I think with a modern lens could be really, really good. Now, I do love a lot of third Doctor stories. I love Inferno, Carnival of Monsters, The Three Doctors. I was actually going to put The Three Doctors as my pick for this list, but I was like, I really want to do an anniversary one. It seems kind of a cop-out because I love all the anniversary specials. So I chose Invasion of the Dinosaurs, and that's going right in S tier. I think it's so great. I love that episode so much. I love the third Doctor. I love the dinosaurs, how they look completely ridiculous and wacky. And I love Sarah Jane Smith. I think this is a great episode, and it's definitely an S tier. So now for my fourth Doctor episode. Everyone knows I love the fourth Doctor. I have a fourth Doctor scarf. I have two fourth Doctor scarves in my closet. I've got a sonic screwdriver. I've got all sorts of fourth Doctor memorabilia. I actually got my start watching Doctor Who by watching this VHS, this exact beat up copy of Pyramids of Mars with my dad. So Pyramids of Mars always has a very soft spot in my heart, and that's going to put it in S tier. I love that the new show in season 1 brought back Sutekh from Pyramids of Mars as the main villain of the season. I thought that was a really cool reveal. Okay, so my favorite fifth Doctor episode. Once again, I haven't seen a whole lot of fifth Doctor episodes. I've seen The Caves of Androzani, which is a fan favorite. A lot of people love The Caves of Androzani. I've seen The Five Doctors, of course. That's one of my favorite Doctor Who episodes of all time. But I have to say my favorite is probably Warriors of the Deep. The Doctor is in a submarine with Turlo and Tegan, and the main antagonists are Silurians and Sea Devils, and I super, super love both of those enemies. But I don't really super love the Fifth Doctor that much. I think he's great, but he's not really a standout in my mind. And this episode is kind of dull compared to the other ones that I have on this list so far. So I'm going to put this in B tier. It's definitely serviceable. I like to rewatch it, but it's not one that comes up in my mind to rewatch all the time. Now, we all know that the Sixth Doctor is very controversial, and I haven't seen very many of his episodes. I've really only seen The Mark of the Rani and The Two Doctors, and out of the two of those, as much as I love the Rani, and I love that she was brought back in the most recent season, The Two Doctors is really my favorite Sixth Doctor episode. And I love, 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 love rewatching it. I think the makeup is amazing. I love seeing the Second Doctor, and I love how it kind of adds to the season 6B theory from Classic Who. I'll link a video about that in my caption below, but this is definitely going in S tier. I really love this episode. Okay, so the last classic Doctor is the Seventh Doctor, and one of the most critically acclaimed episodes of Doctor Who is Remembrance of the Daleks, and that is my favorite Seventh Doctor episode. I've seen a lot of his work, more than 6 or 2. I've seen Ghostlight, Remembrance of the Daleks, Delta and the Bannermen, The Happiness Patrol, The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. I've seen a lot of his episodes, but Remembrance of the Daleks is one of my favorites. I love 2 fighting factions of Daleks. I love Davros. I love using humans as Daleks. A lot of these themes have come back in New Who, and they've been done just as well and really well, but this is kind of the blueprint. And if you think about it, Remembrance of the Daleks is kind of a template for my favorite 13th Doctor episode, which you'll see coming up in a minute. I'm going to put Remembrance in S tier. It's one of my favorites. It's so good. I love it. So now we're done with classic Who. We've got Dalek Invasion of Earth, Tomb of the Cybermen, Invasion of the Dinosaurs, Pyramids of Mars, Warriors of the Deep, The Two Doctors, and Remembrance of the Daleks. And now we're going to move straight into New Who, which started in 2005. And my favorite Ninth Doctor episode, and like you guys might remember from my video a couple weeks ago, my favorite Ninth Doctor episode is Aliens of London and World War III. And that's going directly into S tier. It's one of my absolute favorite episodes of all time. I know it's kind of controversial. Not a lot of people like this episode. I love it. I think it's so funny. I think it's so interesting. I think I love the Slitheen. I love Rose and her family dynamic. I love the Ninth Doctor in this episode. I think this is such a great episode, and that's why it's going in S tier. Now, when I was making this list, I was like, I really don't want to do finales, and I really don't want to do anniversary specials. But my favorite 10th Doctor story has to be The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. And it's going in S tier. Come on. It's probably my favorite Doctor Who episode of all time. Stolen Earth, Journey's End. And if you want to think about it, Turn Left is also in that kind of category because it's kind of the precursor. It's such a good episode. Sarah Jane, Martha, Dr. Donna, Two Doctors, Daleks, the Supreme Dalek, Davros, Jackie Tyler. Love. I love this episode. I cannot get enough of it. I just watched it a couple weeks ago and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Elizabeth Sladen and Julian Bleach acting across each other as Sarah Jane Smith and Davros. It's so freaking good. I love this episode. My favorite 11th Doctor episode is Breaking Another Rule. The Name of the Doctor is a great episode. I love the size leaking TARDIS. I love River's Song. I love seeing the Paternoster gang back, but it is kind of lesser in terms of the rest of these. Like compared to Journey's End, I'd rather watch Journey's End any day of the week. So I'm going to put Name of the Doctor in A tier. I really shot myself in the foot with the no specials thing. My favorite 12th Doctor episode, and probably I'd say my second favorite episode of all time, is Twice Upon a Time. The David Bradley First Doctor, Bill Potts, the two TARDISes. This is such a great episode. And one of my favorite parts about this episode is when the doctors are talking to the testimony avatars and they're naming the doctor and they call him the Valiard, the Last Tree of Garcinon, the Butcher of Skull Moon. They name him so many times, and the 12th Doctor knows about all these things, but the First Doctor is not a warrior yet. He's still pre-Time War. He doesn't really know what's in his future, but the 12th Doctor does. It's such a great dichotomy of the youngest mainline version of the Doctor and the current oldest mainline version of the Doctor, trying to reconcile the fact that they need to die, they need to regenerate, but also that eventually the First Doctor will become a warrior. It's such a great think piece, for lack of a better word, and I really enjoyed this episode, so it's going straight into S tier. Now, you guys know that 13th Doctor Jodie Whittaker is my favorite Doctor of all time. So choosing an episode out of her repertoire was a little difficult for me, but then I thought about it, and Revolution of the Daleks is an amazing episode. I love this episode so much. I love two Dalek factions fighting against each other, and don't fight me, the Revolution Dalek design is the best Dalek design that we've had in modern history. It's so well designed. I'm so mad there's no action figures, there's no merchandise, there's no love for the Revolution Daleks. I think they're so amazing, and that is why Revolution of the Daleks is going directly into S tier. I love Jodie. I could do without Jack. I could definitely do without Jack. Could have been River Song. It could have been anybody else. I don't really like Jack that much, but this was an amazing episode and I love it so much. Now, I debated on whether to put the 14th Doctor in the main line or in the honorable mentions, but he had 3 episodes and like a half in a comic book. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll put him in the main line. And my favorite of the 14th Doctor's episodes is The Star Beast. I love it. It's very classic Doctor Who. It has a lot of nostalgia, but it has a really good story, and it has a lot of good costuming too. So I do love it. I don't know. You know what? I love to watch this episode over and over again, so I'm going to put it in S tier. I think it's really, really great. Okay. My favorite 15th Doctor episode is The Devil's Cord. It's so... I love The Devil's Cord. I love Shooty and Millie in this episode. It was amazing. I love the musical themes. I love Maestro playing the Doctor Who theme at the beginning. It was so good. And Jinx Monsoon as Maestro was fabulous. You guys can watch. I turned into Maestro for my Halloween transformations last year, and it was pretty good or something. So definitely go give it a watch. But I'm gonna put The Devil's Cord. I don't really watch it a lot. I'll put it in A tier. I do love it, but I don't like think about watching it all the time, you know? So that is my mainline doctors all done. For New Who, we've got the Aliens in London, World War III, and then Journey's End and the Stolen Earth, and then The Name of the Doctor, Twice Upon a Time, Revolution of the Daleks, and then for kind of the New Who, we've got Star Beast and Devil's Cord. So now we're going to go into our honorable mentions, which include some of the lesser known doctors and some of the spin off shows. So, firstly, my favorite Doctor Who media that has the Eighth Doctor is not even really media, it's just a short on YouTube. It's called The Night of the Doctor. It's really, really amazing. It shows the Eighth Doctor dying and regenerating into the War Doctor. So, since this isn't an actual episode, it could have been longer. It's about, I think, 10 minutes on YouTube. It's really good. Go give it a watch. I'll link it down below. But it's not super great, but it is better than the TV movie. So, I'm going to put it in B tier right here. One of my favorite incarnations of the Doctor is the Fugitive Doctor, and I think she did really, really well in series 12. Now, she doesn't have any mainline episodes, and she only has guest appearances. Now, this might be recency bias, but my favorite episode that she's been in has been The Story of the Engine, and I was like completely flabbergasted that she was in it. I was not expecting her at all. I wasn't even paying attention to the TV. I heard her voice. I was like, I love her. I wish she had a sonic screwdriver. I know her whole point is that she's pre-Hartnell and she doesn't have a sonic screwdriver, but if she had one, it would be so fierce. Since she only had a brief appearance, I'm going to put her in A tier because she was only in the episode for like 10 seconds, but it kind of hinted at an older story that we have no idea about and a lesbian romance, which I love. My next episode is my favorite episode from the Sarah Jane Adventures, which is The Wedding of Sarah Jane Smith, going directly into S tier. The Trickster, The 10th Doctor, Time Traps, Sarah Jane, K9. It's such a good episode. I literally rewatched it the other day. It's amazing. We got foreshadowing for the Doctor's regeneration with the gate. We've got the Trickster and the Doctor having a fierce off. We got a time trap where Sarah Jane has to sacrifice something yet again to save the Earth. This woman has been through so much, and this is such an amazing episode. It would never be anything other than S tier. Now, coming off that episode, we have my favorite episode from Torchwood. I didn't really like Torchwood that much, but my favorite story was Children of Earth, and I can't put the whole thing on there. So I chose my next favorite episode, which is Cyberwoman. And compared to the rest of these, this episode is ass. Not bad. It's a nice story about like humanity versus Cybermen, in like ideologically how they are so different from each other. It's not a good episode though. I do like it. It's just not a good episode. Thank you guys so much for watching my video where I rank my favorite episode from each Doctor. I will see you guys on Thursday. I'm super excited. I'll see you guys then. Peace, y'all.